Good morning, everyone. We are coming to you live via Facebook streaming, YouTube streaming, and also via Skype. Each one of you is welcome to this live streaming from our studios in Trinidad. Sutras of Vigyan Bhairav Tantra, Buddha's Alayna and Primal Therapy of Arthur Janov. Everyone is given an opportunity in life to do what one is capable of, irrespective of gains, profit or loss. I come and spend time because you are here, I am here. Tomorrow nobody knows who will be here and who will not be. So whatever opportunity is given to me to share, to explain what I am here for, if these things are not explained, you will not have an opportunity to continue your life. Buddha says that there exists a corner in our minds that he calls as Alayna, which is the storehouse of consciousness. To explain it a little more, in 1970, Arthur Janov published a book, Primal Scream, name of the book. He claimed mental illness can be eliminated by therapy that involves experiencing and expressing repressed pain from childhood. Mental illness can be eliminated by therapy that involves expressing and experiencing repressed pain from childhood. It is said that cancer or heart is the number one killer disease. It is erroneous. The number one killer disease in the world is repression. From why you get sick and how you get well. The effort of the masters from times immemorial has been Buddha's Alayna. What is a storehouse of consciousness? All these repressions, what you wanted to say but you did not get an opportunity for various reasons, social, moral, cultural, religious reasons. Religious person is not the one who follows a certain way of life, rituals and so. Instead, one who understands the entire psychology. According to Janov, unexpressed pain and painful memories place undue stress on the psyche and physical bodies, and may cause and does cause various types of illness. Everything from hypertension, allergies, asthma, panic attacks, heart palpitation, ulcers, phobias, depression, each can be potentially traced to repressed emotions. Why I took the primal therapy of Arthur Jennev to associate with Buddha's Vigyan, because I found Arthur Jennev got an opportunity. Arthur Jennev got an opportunity to explain the Vigyan in more in details. The one who developed, who is known as the father of the rocket science, he was reading his master's works, who said, all that I have known, I have found in the Hindu scriptures, Vedas. It is the storehouse. Arthur Jennev, and it is true that the number one killer disease in the world is neither cancer nor heart disease. It is repression. Why you get sick? Why sometimes you are in a low spirit? And how can you get better? According to Arthur Jennev, unexpressed pain, because we are not allowed to cry, scream, it is considered wrong. Unexpressed pain and painful memories place undue stress on our psyche, physical bodies, and cause many illnesses. Everything from hypertension, allergies, asthma, panic attacks, heart palpitation, ulcers, phobia, depression, each can be potentially traced, find its roots in repressed emotions. I had been emphasizing this from time and again, and those who are in direct connection with the therapeutic treatment within the energy field, they find at times when I say something, they sob, tears begin to flow. Or someone says, you make me cry all the time. You say some things and make me cry. I cannot tell you, this is part of the therapy. As we store all our junks in the basement of the house, which is normal, similarly there is a storehouse of consciousness that collects all those unexpressed emotions as repression. This year after year, everyone, when you look into your house, you will find there is a storehouse where things are stored. Something which is, take for instance, you buy a new phone, you change your glasses, the strength, the power of the new glass is more than the other. The older one will not be effective, yet still the businessman says, okay, I will give you that also, or change the lens. It is good sometimes to have a second glasses, but do you ever use the glasses that you have discarded for the new one? Do you keep it? If you do not sometimes these phone companies, they say bring your old phone and we will give you something out of that and you will apply it towards the new phone. But that is the only condition, is when you are buying the new phone, we can give you a certain discount on the basis of this. What they are going to do with that phone? Nothing. Or whatever they do, that is not our concern. But this is how things are stored in the basement of the house, the basement of our consciousness, which is the storehouse with Buddha calls it as Vigyan, is stored there. Birth after birth, day after day, every day we add something to that storehouse. Either there is a nail or the tap that you have changed. Why did you change? Because it was not working, but you keep it there. Maybe a part of that can be used, but do you really use those parts afterwards? But this is the habit of each one of us, which we do not want to change. Birth after birth, everything is stored in it. Nothing is ever removed from there, because a man never knows when he might need those junk things that you have. My father had a box, a metal box. When he is finding any nail, when you are taking out a nail from a piece of wood or something, it is bent, it is rusted, but he will keep it. Why are you keeping it? We don't know when we may need these things. And then at times when there is something is needed for the nail, he will straighten it out and then use it, reuse it. Man never knows when he might need those things. The physical body changes. In our ongoing existence, the storehouse continues, remains with us. One never knows when it might be needed. And whatsoever we have done in our lives, whatsoever we have experienced, known, lived, everything is stored there. So when Arthur Jenner calls it Primal Scream, the book that was published in 1970, he says repression is the number one killer disease. Most of the problems that we face, the psychic, the heart palpitation, this and that, are the outcome of that. And when I point out these, nobody wants to understand. When as a therapy I tell someone to do these things, there comes a resistance. Then one comes across another difficulty, because the memories of one's stay in the mother's womb never disappear either. One can penetrate those memories as well, reaching to the point of conception, to the moment when genes of the mother and the father unite and the soul enters. A man can enter into his past lives only after having reached this point. point of conception, when the ovum and sperm united with one another. I think it was Arthur Janev's work that he said it is easy in primal therapy to go up to the age of 6. Beyond that, it is not possible. And there is some work of Abraham Maslow also in that field. Man can enter into his past lives only having reached this point. That is why it is difficult to practice on its own, but indirectly you can be given a therapy. Osho has introduced active meditations. Dynamic meditation is one of the active meditation which goes into 4 stages of 15 minutes each. The first stage is chaotic breathing, because when a child's emotions are hurt, the child is crying, the mother says, "Stop crying, otherwise I will hit you again." This is normal. How does the child and how can the child stop crying? When the emotions are hurt, he tries to hold. The only way to stop crying is by holding the breath. He said, have you not seen the child doing this? And you overlook these things. So he introduced the chaotic breathing. Chaotic breathing does not mean any rhythmic breathing. 15 minutes of chaotic breathing. It brings the suppressed emotions and feelings onto the surface. Then the second part of 15 minutes is catharsis. When you act the way you want to scream, you want to shake hand, you want to do anything that is to be done. After that, next 15 minutes, this is here, you arouse the suppressed emotions that was stored in the basement onto the surface. Then you act them out through catharsis. And then the third is creating the sound of who. When I tell someone to do this particular therapy, when you are hammering the solar plexus, you are creating the sound who, 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 who. This is a part of one of the yogic exercise, yogic process. I'll tell you the name. So you are hammering the solar plexus because it is the storehouse. It is always overfull. There is no emptiness. It is the place which has to be emptied. So when the emptiness is created in the solar plexus, the energy that is moves from the base center and the water center, the Muladhara, the sex centers, reaches there. The process of transformation begins. So 15 minutes you are creating, this is creating the positive. You clean the house. After cleaning the house, the storehouse, you remove all the junks and everything. Now you are lighting because there was a bad smell. So what are you doing? You are lighting the incense or perfume or something else, positive vibrations. And after, in that tremendous energy is generated within you. Then after the 15 minutes, all of a sudden you are asked to freeze. You are not adjusting your positions or anything. If you are doing the hammering, you are in that position, freeze in that position, because energy moves always through the ends of the nerves. When you freeze completely, the energy that was generated during that period goes into those areas where it is needed and healing happens. You would have seen the children likes to play the game, stop games. Peter says jump, jump, jump. I had suggested many times you start doing, in order to enter into the 3 layers of your energies, to do the jogging. First layer of the energy is the physical energy, which comes through the food that you eat, breath, and the second layer of energy is the emotional energy, which comes from a different source. And this opens like you are entering into the house. First you open the gate outside, you enter in the house, you have entered the physical part of the house. Then you park the vehicle in the garage and you open another door. You enter into the broad area of the house, which is, you can call it, emotional part. And then passing through the living room, the kitchen area, you enter your bedroom, which is, you can compare it with the spiritual energy. You reach there and that's where you rest the most. You are most comfortable in that position. In the house, as you enter from the gate, you are somewhat. When you open the door of the garage to enter into the house area, you are a little more relaxed. But when you enter into your bedroom, you are most relaxed. So when you are doing the jogging and you continue to do for 10 minutes, you will realize the physical energies are exhausted and you cannot continue anymore even for a moment. But if the therapist is there, he said, no, continue, because he knows what it is there. You will not know. You will think that I am tired and I cannot do, I will fall down. He says, no, you will not fall, continue. Continue. For a few seconds you may feel, you will remain in that state. Thereafter you come into the rhythm again. The second door has been opened. And you have entered into your emotional layer of energy. You will continue for another 10 to 15 minutes until that energy is exhausted. And through this process you are increasing the energy levels. The physical energy is increased through exercises. The emotional energy increases through another set of exercises. So you continue, the second door is opened. You can stay there for a little longer time than the physical. So you do not stay in the yard for longer. But when you come in the garage, you open the car door, you come out, you close the entry door, the entrance from the outside of the garage. Then you open the door to come inside the house. You can stay there for a little while, little longer. You can enjoy the precincts and everything there. Then you move on to your bedroom to relax the further. So you have now entered into the second layer of your energy, which is the emotional energy, emotional layer. And this way you are increasing the capacity of your physical energy, the emotional energy, the spiritual energy. And the moment you are able to reach or open the door consciously, sometimes it happens unconsciously, the doors of these opens, and all of a sudden you don't know where you get the energy from, and you work. But on your will, on your own, you can enter into these layers of energies whenever you want. So the energy moves through the ends of the nerves. That's why when you are angry, you shake your hand, you shake your feet. So now that you freeze, where will the energy go? It starts moving in the circles and goes to those areas where it is needed the most. This was one of the most important active meditation known as dynamic meditation that was started in 1970 by Osho. I think it's 70 or 77 where it was started. So a man can enter into his past lives only after reaching this. So these are the preludes to do this thing. Whether it is Arthur Jenneff's primal therapy, it has certain effects, but it has limitations also. Dynamic meditation is more profound. It has a far-reaching results because it includes the 4 aspects. First, the chaotic breathing, because you have suppressed your breathing. In order to suppress your emotion, you take the assistance of the breathing patterns. So you will find that you are short of breath at that moment. When there is emotional disturbance, you become short of breath. So chaotic breathing revives those. Unknowingly of you, without telling you to remember the past, the emotional disturbances or repressions, it surfaces, brings the repressions, repressed emotions onto the surface, the chaotic breathing. Then you act it out, and you don't know how this happened, that you feel so relaxed. After 15 to 21 days of therapy, there is a completely renewed and a different person. I have